With wildfires and hurricanes running amok in America, is your insurance about to make you homeless? We're going to talk about it in this video, so keep watching. So we have to talk about the obvious, right? And it's not a laughing matter, but it's literally been bananas watching the news in 2025. I don't know what's happening, but I'd like to unsubscribe and restart, please. There's been so much tragedy, especially here in Hawaii with the firework incident and just so much going on in the world that I feel like every time I turn in the news, homes are being destroyed, unfortunately. And so what does that mean to you as a homeowner? What does that mean to you as a future buyer? What does that mean to you as a renter, right? There's a lot of factors at play. And the big thing at everyone's top of mind is insurance. And so what I really want to preface with this video is not to scare you, but to educate you to be prepared for what's coming up in the near future. So we saw in 2024, insurance went through the roof, like as in 200 up to 1,000% increase on some condominiums. And so for a lot of us, that meant if you own a place with an HOA, specifically your HOA went up drastically, and a lot of us had sticker shock. We had assessments slapped on us, and we thought, good God, if I can just get through this, we'll be okay. And then it comes to find out, well, your personal insurance is also going to go up, right? Everything goes up. And now, unfortunately, with the California fires still burning at the time of this recording, it's going to go up again. So what has Oahu been doing, right? So I was reading this article, which was really interesting. At the time of this, which I think was in the fall, 400 condo associations on Oahu have chosen to carry less than 100% replacement coverage on their master insurance policies. So they wouldn't have enough money to rebuild if the building burnt down or fell over or whatever, which is terrifying. It also means you can't get a new loan on so many of these condos. 400 buildings, like that's not just cherry picking, that's a ton of condos. If you look at Waikiki skyline, think of 400, that's like the whole city. It's kind of crazy. And so what our lenders have been doing is really trying to help them be educated before we go into it, looking at the condominium documents, and especially as an owner, you should also do this if you're planning to sell. Get a good look at it and just understand, are we actually 100% insured? Did my association do what they were supposed to do? So local banks, in most cases, aren't even going to take the risk to lend on these underinsured buildings. And so basically, if you don't have access to large amounts of cash and you're willing to pay this thing without financing, good luck buying the condo, which is also terrifying for our homeowners, right? Because if you're trying to sell a property and you can only sell to cash, your buyer pool gets shrunk way down. So it's just, again, something to know about and really to be a voice for your HOA. Don't sleep on it. Don't let them think it's going to be okay if we're underinsured. Like, we're really looking out for everyone's back here. It's not just about the association, okay? However, there are some local credit unions that are providing first mortgages and home equity lines of credits, or HELOCs, that don't carry 100% coverage, but it's totally a case-by-case basis, and it does cost a premium. So you're not gonna get a discount by going with an underinsured building. Okay, so what did Oahu do about it? Well, I guess specifically the state. Governor Josh Green did sign an emergency proclamation. This was on August 7th to address condo insurance crises. So he said the wildfire in Maui highlighted some of these issues, including a skyrocketing insurance rate for condos, some increasing as much as 1,000%. With the similar rate hikes for townhouses, immediate action was required to protect our homeowners and maintain market stability, providing additional options for condo associations to purchase hurricane and property insurance for their buildings, including the following: allowing loans to be made to the Hawaii Hurricane Relief Fund, HHRF, and the Hawaii Property Insurance Association to facilitate insurance of hurricane and property insurance policies to condo associations, okay? So there's a new hurricane relief fund available to help these associations. It also allows HHRF to issue hurricane insurance policies for large condominium buildings and set its own coverage limits. And I think this is a great start. It's an insurance task force to recognize that we are in a state of emergency, but I still don't think it's enough. So the task force job is to examine the insurance marketplace for trouble spots and urgent changes in insurer rates, refusals to write policies, or market exits. The task force is also responsible to determine existing legal authority for immediate fixes. They're going to identify statutory changes that can be waived via emergency proclamation, making recommendations, and they're going to engage with federal stakeholders like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac to support these efforts. Now, one of the things that's not talked about in this emergency proclamation is what happens when people can't afford insurance and their mortgage anymore. Like if you are already month to month, like a lot of Americans and locals are, let's say you're already, or you have a family emergency and your insurance has gone up and your HOA has gone up an extra $500 to $1,000 a month, and now you can't afford your house. I think there needs to be something in place where there can be like a safety net for these people that they don't have to go into foreclosure. They don't have to default on their mortgage. And there has to be some grace until we figure it out. Because asking people to pay an additional 1,000% on their insurance every month, it's not realistic, and it's not doing anything to help us stay in Hawaii and keep our homeowners homeowners. That's the last thing that I want to see, is that people are deferring their HOA payments, which if you didn't know, your HOA can then put a lien on your property and prevent you from selling it without paying them back. So don't do that. You still need to pay your HOA every single month. You absolutely need to pay your mortgage provider. But if worst case scenario, like let's say you own a property and you just can't make your payments anymore, what do? You have to notify the people. Do not put your head under the pillow and pretend that it's gonna go away, okay? It's gonna kick you in the ass. Let your mortgage servicer know that you'd like to explore deferment or forbearance, which are two different options. One is I'm simply just gonna put pause on payments and then resume. Forbearance means you need to pay it all up front once you resume, like whatever you skipped. So let's say your mortgage is $3,000 a month. You need 2 months of a break. Well, within those 2 months, once you restart payments, you owe $6,000 that month, plus the additional mortgage payment of the current month, okay? That's forbearance. Deferment means we're simply gonna wait a while, and then whatever you don't pay gets tacked onto the end of your loan life. So if you were due to be paid off in June of 2055, now maybe it's gonna be August of 2055, okay, if you keep making those payments. So two different options, two worth exploring, but ask your lender for help. Ask your mortgage provider for help before you do anything you're gonna regret. And ultimately at the end of this video, I hope none of us have to give up our homes due to insurance, but it is a major red hot topic that everybody's talking about. And it's something we need to be educated on and prepared to have conversations on. You can't be surprised anymore when you get a notification from HOA. Instead, find out more information and see what you can do about it before we just grumble. There's a lot of Karens on Facebook right now. Let's stop the grumbling, start the fixing, and we'll get to the next one. But I hope this helped. If you guys have questions specifically about insurance, if you want that list of condos that are not insured, I have it available. And I really just want to help you guys feel confident about the market. So I'll be back next week with another video.